Ukraine's President Zelensky has made no secret of his desire to join the NATO. But many in the West are wary of fast-tracking Ukraine's NATO membership. We tell you why. Now, first and foremost, Ukraine's entry is not in NATO's interest. You see, unlike Finland and Sweden, Ukraine's entry will not significantly bolster NATO's defenses. Both Sweden and Finland have modern militaries that will firm up NATO's eastern flank and its collective defenses in northern Europe. On the other hand, Ukraine, after the war, may actually end up being a liability for NATO, because its military and economy obviously is already majorly worn out. Now, some experts even say that Ukraine's entry into the bloc may end up destabilizing Europe further. Reason number 2, Ukraine's NATO membership may turn Putin's alleged propaganda into a prophecy. Now, Putin has often cited NATO's expansion as one of the major reasons for invading Ukraine. Now, the Russian president has been raging over NATO, wooing nations that he considers as part of his so-called sphere of influence. Experts claim that NATO membership for Ukraine would actually turn Putin's claims, which the West so far has claimed that they are far-fetched. All of that will turn into a reality. This would mean a loss of face for Biden and his allies. It would be tough for the West to rubbish Putin's claims of NATO expansion as mere propaganda aimed at justifying the bloody war. Thirdly, giving membership to Ukraine has the potential to further divide NATO. NATO membership requires the approval of all the current members of the alliance. Since 2017, Hungary has repeatedly blocked Ukraine's attempt to integrate with both NATO and the European Union. Now, Viktor Orban may play spoil sport in the future as well. Now, the two countries also have a very long-running dispute about the rights of Ukraine's Hungarian-speaking minority, but all that is for another video. NATO, of course, which has already seen cracks in the recent times and has even been referred to as brain dead, quote-unquote, by Macron in the past, cannot afford any more fissures within the alliance. Fourthly, Ukraine falls short of NATO's membership criteria. Ukraine's own record in terms of democracy, corruption, individual liberty, and support for the rule of law does not warrant an entry into NATO. Experts argue that before Russia's 2022 invasion, Ukraine was at best a country that was struggling to solidify its democratic foundations. While Ukraine claims to have made progress on these issues, a 2020 analysis by Transparency International, an anti-corruption watchdog, ranked Ukraine 117th out of 180 countries on its corruption index. Now, this is lower than any NATO nation. And finally, and perhaps the biggest reason to keep Ukraine away from NATO, it may start the Third World War. Imagine if Ukraine were a NATO member. The alliance would be obligated to defend it militarily when attacked. Now, this could likely be the trigger for a full-fledged war between the West and Russia, possibly even a Third World War. Irrespective of the timing of the decision, Putin may even be provoked into using his nukes to salvage his pride and protect what he sees as his sphere of influence. So while Ukraine would benefit from a NATO membership, Europe and the world at large may be better off if Ukraine does not become a NATO member, at least not now and maybe not even in the near future.